Speaking of parents, Lamar Jackson and his mother, I believe, are the business side for Lamar Jackson. He has given a deadline of the first game for negotiation window, basically, with the Baltimore Ravens to extend him to a contract that we assume will be massive. He just spoke yesterday about it when they asked him about an update and if the negotiation has stopped. Lamar Jackson gave a glimmer of hope for all Baltimore Ravens fans that maybe something will get done.
As of right now, we're still talking. The week's not over yet, but soon, probably be a deadline, probably be cut off after this week.
Okay. What does that mean? Because he's in the middle of those conversations. He's there still some time. Soon we can still do this. I was talking to old buddy yesterday. We're having good conversations. He said something. I go, can't do it. I went off to period one, did the drill, did another thing, dropped the ball in a bucket, went back over. Huh?
What do you say?
He's getting there. We're getting there. We still got some time to work. That's good news. He's open to negotiate. That's good faith, it sounds like, from Lamar Jackson. Let's assume the same thing's happening from Baltimore. Will they put a contract in front of him before tomorrow or before this weekend that says like $180 million? Here's $180 million guaranteed dollars. It's not the $230 guaranteed that Deshaun got. We apologize for that. You've done everything right. There's no reason for you not to ask for at least $1 more. But here's our best offer we can offer you right now with the money we have as ownership, as a group, and what the rest of the NFL basically will only allow us to give you. Here's $185 million. Lamar's like, need 200.
Yep.
And then maybe all right, $200 million. Let's get this deal done. Bang, and then they're out. Is that potentially happening right now on the side of the practice field, in a hallway, in a cafeteria in Baltimore? That is awesome to think about, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, it is awesome to think about. We're this close to the first game for them. And I think it was smart by Lamar saying, there's deadline, probably end of this week, because also the team knows nothing happens until the deadline usually when anything is negotiated. So I think they find a way to get it done. I don't know if 180 is the number, though. Do you?
No. Imagine Lamar sitting at lunch and then fucking Harbaugh comes sliding in. All right. This is what we're thinking.
Come on.
$187 million guaranteed. Lamar's going to you're going to have to go back to the buffet. All right. All right. And then they come back in like 20 minutes later. Come on, you made the deadline. We got like 20 minutes to get this thing done. How about $195 million? Let me go get a refill. Lamar gets up and walks away. Like what is the dynamic of how it's working?
I would imagine, since he's at the facility all day, wouldn't his mom be doing a lot of that work during the day, and then she maybe briefs him throughout the day when he gets home?
But if they're trying to make something happen, and where they're sitting at directly, I guess he's only worried about football is what Harbaugh's.
There's no deadline, though. What if he says they come and they offer him 180 guaranteed, and he's like, I'm good. We go into the season, we say deadline's over, and then they say, hey, guess what? 235 guaranteed. Okay, cool deal. Week 8, we have it. He's been lighting up the league the first 7 weeks.
So deadlines get deals done. So Lamar saying there's a deadline is like, hey, let's get this deal done.
Like the CBA back in the day when we were locked out.
It's good business. What he's doing, what he's asking for is all good business. If an agent was doing these types of things, it would be talked about as great and everything like that. I'm happy for Lamar. I think all of Baltimore Ravens fandom, though, is like, let's lock this dude down. He looks yoked.
Yeah,
huge.
I'm excited to watch him with a healthy team and a healthy roster this year.
Yeah, and if that happens, we're halfway through the season. They're like, "Hey, we'll give you $230 million. Can you take it kind of as like a slight, like, oh, you didn't think before the season I was going to be this good, and now I'm this good to the point where."
No, yeah, $230 million.
Yeah, it takes it either way.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if he waited another offseason, the salary cap goes up, and then he can get more than that.
A lot of ill will can be handled.
Yeah,
pretty quickly whenever Cam Newton went back to Carolina.
Yep.
Paid him $10 million to play half a season. Everybody's like, they really overpaid him. I was like, no, that was Tepper saying, like, hey, Cam, we would like you to still be a part of our family. You're the most popular player that this franchise has ever had. You still live in the city. We probably fucked this up when I first got here. We would like to make it right with you. Like, money can handle things.
Yeah.
Imagine Lamar in the open market, though.
Oh.
It's just like, ching, 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 ching. The money is just raining down, some super rich owner.
They can't let him get there.
Yeah, he's got to know that they're going to tag
He
him
is the
no matter
Ravens,
what.
man.
3 years, $111 million guaranteed. He has
Exactly.
right now. He has 111 at least guaranteed, I think. From this season, first franchise tag, second franchise tag. That number will only go up because new contracts will be up there. So he is looking at a 3-year, 111 to 120, whatever it'll be, $1 million contract currently happening, if worse comes to worse. So the offer, if you're a smart business, has to be right? Now, this isn't guaranteed. He's going to have to play through all of this. He's going to have to go earn this. But he is staring at that, and I assume just thinking, this is what my current contract is, counting those 2 years. So if they give him a deal that is way beyond that, he can probably come to terms with like agreeing to it. But if it's only like 130 million or 140 or 150, 160 million, in comparison to 0 million, for sure. In comparison to 115 million, though, is that enough to close the gap, not to hit the open market where you could potentially get fucking 300 million? I don't know. All these decisions are happening. And if he negotiates a multi-$100 million deal alongside his mom, he deserves a lot of credit in the business world, which I assume nobody will give.
Well, and I wonder, too, with the franchise tag, if guys are a little less nervous because what happened with Dak. Like, Dak had one of the most gruesome injuries of all time on the franchise tag, and then he still got paid at the end, so they kind of still know, hey, no matter what, Lamar has to know that they need him. That no matter what happens, he's going to get paid.
They do need him. Another team that is, let's assume, going to need this guy, Darren Waller in the Oak. Oh, so sorry. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Darren Waller in the Las Vegas Raiders under the Josh McDaniels and GM
Dave Ziegler.
Dave Ziegler's leadership are close to a deal with superstar tight end Darren Waller, allegedly, via Vincent Bonsignor. FYI, Senses, Raiders, and Darren Waller could be close to punching a new deal over the goal line as early as the end of the week. This was a conversation for the last few months because he's making $6.75 million this year. He's an integral part of their offense. He has been. Devontae Adams pumped to have him alongside of him to maybe open up some defenses, as is Darren to have Devontae Adams there. Derek Carr loves this guy. Seems like all the Raiders love this guy. They're going to try to get a deal done with him, which is not normal under a new head coach and new GM, AJ. This would be a big deal, I think.
Yeah, it would be a big deal, but also the new head coach, the new GM, watched the tape, and they're like, okay, yes, we absolutely cannot let this guy get away. Let's take care of him. When you have a tight end like that can pretty much run like a receiver, but he's a big-bodied dude. Like, I mean, imagine being Derek Carr and thinking, okay, with Waller here compared to when he's not here, how much safer, how much better you might feel. And if I'm a defensive coach or I'm playing defense against him, like, I don't want to face Waller. That guy can do everything.
He's still under contract, and he never mentioned holding out or anything like that, but it has been a big convo that, like, hey, this guy's grossly underpaid and is a massive part of your offense and a massive part of your team. You're paying everybody that isn't a Raider. This guy is a Raider. So maybe let's go ahead and do that. I hope the deal gets done because we're big fans of old Darren Waller.
Yeah, extended Renfro, too, in the offseason, so he really is kind of the last one that has been paid. And, McDaniels, more than most, knows how much the tight ends can help the offense after what New England did.
Yeah, especially, have two of them pretty good.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But,
Yeah, one of them.
What are you talking about?
One of them was killing people.
Whoa.
But, hey, we didn't know.